Hello and welcome. Okay, the purpose of this short video is I want to make sure you become very familiar with our online credit recovery student site. There's going to be two main sites you're going to use throughout this semester. First is the site called Apex, which is going to deliver your course curriculum. Second is our student site, which is going to supplement Apex, and that's what I want to review in this video. Now, as per reminder, you can always access the student site by going to Student Information, selecting Credit Recovery, and selecting OCR Main Page. That will take you directly to this Google site. Now, you've already become familiar with the home page. You've read the course syllabus, you've read essential information, but I want to point out some other key information on this home page. First are key dates. All seniors have to have their credit recovery course completed by May 17th. Everyone else, freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, have to have your course completed by May 23rd. There's zero flexibility in these dates. If you're not done by these dates, you will not successfully pass your course. Other key information, if you have questions, you need to direct to your facilitator. All of their email addresses are on this home page. And lastly, here's some just some quick hot links to key sites. Apex, Home Access Center, we encourage you to check your traditional grades, and Leiden's email. Okay? So that's the home page. Next, hot off the press news. Periodically throughout this semester, your facilitators and I are going to post key information that you need to be aware of. That's going to be found here. Usually we'll tell you when we post it here, but you might want to check this out from time to time on your own. Next is, what do you do when you struggle? You've learned earlier in orientation that you need to score a 70% or higher on all quizzes, and you get 2 attempts per quiz. Well, what happens when you don't pass after those 2 attempts? Well, that's when you need to come to this section of the site and locate your credit recovery facilitator's name. Let's say you have Ms. Pregler. We're going to go ahead and we're going to select Pregler Reset in Help Page. And what you're going to be required to do after each time you fail to pass a quiz within 2 attempts, you need to find your facilitator's name and fill out the reset form. And again, the purpose of this form is going to give your facilitator more information about why you did not pass your quiz after 2 tries. This form will take you literally probably about 2 minutes to complete. Your facilitator will then get this information, they'll read it, and then they'll decide how to proceed with you. Perhaps you're going to have you go back and take better notes, or perhaps you're going to have you reread your notes, or reread the lesson, or watch a supplemental video on YouTube or something like that. Or perhaps they'll say, you know what, you missed it just by 1 question, let's try it again right now. Okay, so that's the quiz reset form. Next, we have the Student Academic Resources section. This section serves 2 purposes. On the main academics resource page, which is where we're at right now, there will be general note-taking organizers that all of you can use in any course you're in, whether math, science, social studies, or English. Here's a compare and contrast diagram. Pick out 2 main ideas, compare and contrast them. Here's a template for Cornell notes. Here's a template for tracking your vocabulary terms. You're welcome to have your facilitator print these out. You can print them out on your own at the library, or you're welcome to complete them electronically. If you want to complete it electronically, just click the links and make yourself a copy. So always go to File, Make a Copy, and then once you make that copy, you can start entering in your text. Enter in your course name, the unit, what topic you're studying, and all the other key information you need. Now, if you choose to use these electronically, I absolutely encourage you to create a folder in your Google Drive. I would call that folder Credit Recovery, and then inside your Credit Recovery folder, I would create a smaller folder with the name of your course. Let's say it's Physical Science. And then any electronic note organizer you use, you should create that and place it inside your collection folder. That way everything is nice and organized. That way when you need to come back and study off these for quiz tests or the final, you have everything in one central location. Now, besides the general note-taking organizers, we have some specific note-taking organizers. So if we go to the math page, you'll see an organizer here for you to use to keep track of your formulas, all the different math formulas. Now, your facilitators are going to provide you with some note-taking organizers to get started in your course. Now, once you run out, that's when you need to take it upon yourself to either enter in this information electronically, print off these sheets on your own, or ask your facilitator to print them off for you. Okay? Let's go to the social studies organizers. Here we have an event organizer where you can keep track of all the different key events in social studies, different wars, different laws, different battles, different presidents, etc., etc. Let's go to the English note-taking organizers. Here you have one to analyze stories. Here you have one to analyze characters. Here you have one to analyze poems. Take advantage of these forms. If you go to science, you'll see a periodic table of elements, and you'll see a specific table to keep track of formulas in your science courses. Finally, the last thing in the academic resources is we also have on the main pages some other useful information. Under math, we have glossaries with a bunch of different math vocabulary terms. Under math, we have a great supplemental aid. If you go to Teach 'em and you choose your course, let's say you're in Algebra 1, Semester 1, you enter your course, you're going to see supplemental videos that correspond with specific APEX lessons. So let's say you're struggling in APEX lesson 2.1.1, which is probably on the order of operations. Then you should go to this supplemental resource and watch this video. Let's say you're struggling on APEX lesson 4.2.1. Then you go to this site and you select this video, 4.2.1, and watch it. Sometimes APEX doesn't do the best job communicating to you key information, or perhaps they do, you just need more information. That's what this site is for. So again, this is going to have categories for all the different math sites. Just choose the class you're in. Are you in Algebra 1, Semester 2, Geo Semester 1, Geo Semester 2, etc., etc. Okay? Alright, moving forward. Back on our home page. Next is the student tips section. Should you fall behind in your course, but I know none of you will, I encourage you to go to this page and read all the different tips. These will help get you back on track should you fall behind in your class. So that's the student tips section. Next is course completion. After you finish a course in credit recovery, you're required to complete this course completion form. This is the very last thing you'll have to do before we officially close you out and provide you your course credit. We like this information because it gives us, the facilitators, key information needed to improve this experience for you and future credit recovery students. Here's a page for your parents should they have any questions. Periodically we'll post job openings throughout the semester should we become aware of them. That'll be posted on this page. And lastly is a page for Life After Leiden. For our seniors, when you graduate, what options do you have? Here's some on colleges, here's some on the armed services, and here's personal inventory skill test resources where they're going to match your strengths and weaknesses with careers you should be interested in. Okay, so that concludes tutorial video number 1. When this video is over, you should go ahead and begin watching tutorial video number 2.